From feuding with teammates, rivals, and even a poor cameraman, to getting booed out of his own turf, Dillon Brooks is the most hated player in the NBA right now. And for good reason. I mean, they don't call him Villain Brooks for nothing. Brooks has been suspended twice in the past 9 months. First, his beef with Klay Thompson of the Warriors only got worse. Wait, stick around to hear more on that. Basically, Brooks hasn't been making headlines all season. Not long ago, Donovan Mitchell and Brooks got into a shoving match.
Brooks, it was deflected, it's loose, hold on!
During which Mitchell was punched in the part that must not be named. His involvement in a brawl with the guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers came at a price, $20,000 to be precise. He was also given a one-time, no-pay suspension by the NBA. Brooks also received a warning from the league for his unsportsmanlike striking of Mitchell in the groin, as if there were another way he could have gone about doing it. And now even his teammates are mad at him. According to Danny Green, a teammate in Memphis and a former Raptor who owns 3 championship rings, said it demonstrated Brooks' unwillingness to take a break. This was the second time in a few weeks that Brooks has found himself at the center of a media frenzy due to an outburst. The other time around, the Pro Football Hall of Famer turned Fox Sports contributor Shannon Sharpe was one of the fans Brooks found himself cursing at. And get this, Sharpe was the one who ultimately offered an apology in the situation. But Brooks' antics aren't just directed at fans and rival athletes. He chased a lost ball near the sidelines during the Grizzlies game against the Heat and slipped out of bounds right into a cameraman. Did Brooks try to help the cameraman stand up? Nope. Did he keep playing and ignore him? Believe me, that would have been better. Instead, Brooks felt it'd be a good idea to push the cameraman over, which reportedly resulted in some pretty bad injuries. That's not all. He also stared the poor guy down after pushing him. Yup, he continued to make the news for the worst possible things. According to NBA's statement, Brooks received a $35,000 fine for pushing a cameraman, seriously harming him. In all honesty, that fine is hardly a justified penalty for Dillon Brooks. A man who was only doing his job was hurt without cause and is now unable to work to support his family. People believe that in addition to paying his medical fees, Brooks needs to publicly apologize for his behavior. It's not looking good for his team either. The Memphis Grizzlies have been in the news because of both Dillon Brooks and Ja Morant. Talk about attracting the worst of the lot. But speaking of those two, some thought this was the perfect time to add some seasoned vets to the team. Didn't fly past Brooks too well. Dillon Brooks criticized the concept of Memphis adding veterans like Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard. He was questioned about it following a victory over the Golden State Warriors. He claimed both players were more interested in advancing their careers than assisting young players. Yikes! In his eyes, a true vet is someone like Udonis Haslem. Nobody else compares. Brooks has a lot to say in his post-game interview, and many people were offended by what they perceived to be his disrespect for the two legendary players. To think Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard may not even be interested in any NBA positions, but Brooks' comments were unnecessary. You don't have to put others down like that. He said it with a degree of surety that neither player would offer what so many people think the Grizzlies team needs. Who made you the boss of all things, huh? Don't get me wrong, Brooks is a good player, but he's also a little bit of a jerk. My guy needs to tone it down big time.
Hey, just stay locked into him. Stay locked to him.
But fans have a feeling he won't. Like, just look at his beef with Klay. There's no love lost between these two teams. Since they faced off in the 2022 NBA playoffs, their rivalry has only grown. And plenty of trash talking has continued into the 2022-23 season. No surprise, nearly all of it has involved Grizzlies forward Dillon Brooks. When the two teams met for the 4th time this season, Brooks and Warriors guard Klay Thompson got into a fight.
We're not even talking about his sleep apnea on a red eye.
Afterwards, Brooks and Thompson getting into it.
Yup, the Warriors and Grizzlies players continued their feud. And this time, Klay Thompson retaliated against Brooks' insults by using his fingers. Brooks has made a lot of statements in the media and on the court, so it appears that Thompson only wants to remind the Grizzlies that they're trailing in the most important area. As his team was being destroyed in the 4th quarter, he appeared to be counting the 4 on the bench, a clear reference to Golden State's 4 NBA victories since 2015. But it's unclear if he was directing the gesture at anyone in particular. Oh, and Brooks has been saying, "You suck" at Warriors players from the bench too, Real mature. Anyway, after the Grizzlies' 133-119 victory at Memphis's FedEx Forum, Brooks addressed the simmering hostility between the two teams. He called the Four Rings reference an incentive and hinted that he holds a lot of real estate over there in San Francisco. According to him, it's just friendly trash talk, but you and I know there's more. In recent months, Brooks has engaged in a public spat with both Thompson and Warriors forward Draymond Green, which has led him to claim that he's practically inside of their brains rent-free. Following the defeat, Thompson escalated the slagging by commenting on Brooks' career as a whole. Ouch. Then Draymond Green and Dillion had a back-and-forth spat. Dre unleashed a lot of slurs when he attacked Dillon Brooks on his podcast. A lot of words thrown around. Idiot. Clown. Green even claimed that Brooks didn't understand basketball, that his teammates didn't enjoy playing with him, and that Memphis wouldn't achieve success until he left. But after the Golden State Warriors were humiliated by the Memphis Grizzlies, Brooks had a certain B word for Green. No, it's not what you think. He called him a blogger. Any sports fan will tell you that he might have called him the other B word and it'd hurt less. P.S. The use of the fairly archaic term blogging makes matters worse. Like there's levels of psychology hidden under this drag. Here, Brooks elevates himself beyond the conflict. He has an Instagram account with no posts, but we see Green podcasting, tweeting, and possibly being too online. Brooks is not interested in understanding the distinction between blogging and video blogging. He's too cool for it, too above it all. Green, on the other hand, is resorting to these things because he can't play for the life of him. Brooks' words, not mine. All this makes one thing clear. It makes sense that this guy got booed at his home game. Yup. When the Memphis Grizzlies played the Chicago Bulls on February 7th, the crowd booed the much-hated shooting guard. The Grizzlies defeated the Bulls 104-89 in the box score, outscoring them by 15 points. But Brooks had trouble maintaining his shooting consistency. In a post-game locker room interview, Brooks claimed that the crowds boo him everywhere and that he doesn't care whether it happens on his home court.
Yeah, I get booed everywhere. So it's only right to get booed at my hometown.
Wow. I'm not sure if that's the right attitude, my guy. He acknowledged that progress in his scoring won't happen right away, despite the fact that he was unable to pinpoint why he missed so many shots in that game. Well, the truth is plain as day. The NBA now has a new villain, and his name is Dillon Brooks. Some people call him a clown, other people think he's not so bad, and some people just find him annoying.
3 minutes before Brooks and someone else got it.
The starting point guard for the Grizzlies is not a star caliber talent like the majority of NBA villains in the past. He appears to be a pro at getting under the skin of his rivals. He's an expert instigator and a skilled troll. You heard it here first. He is ideal for the bad guy role. That's all for why Dillon Brooks is the most hated player in the NBA right now.